Oh boy.
Well. Hopefully everybody had a good Christmas, and we're in a few days we'll be getting the new year, which I'm very happy about because I'm ready to start off a new year in a great way. Now let's get back to talking sports. Now, obviously, most of my channel consists of Bears, Chicago Bears, and NFL football. And I really don't talk about my other two favorite teams, like the Angels, which is funny enough. I feel like I should have already made a video about the Otani situation already, which I have it recorded on my thing. Maybe I'll actually just re-record and just do a new video regarding Shohei Otani going to the Dodgers and that because especially with the fact that the Dodgers made another move with getting Yamamoto. And then obviously my other favorite team, the Clippers. Well, obviously I just want to get that out the way now. So let's talk about the Clippers. Let's talk about the Clippers. My favorite basketball team. Oh man, I'm in some pain. Being a Chicago Bears, Los Angeles Clippers, and Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim fan is not fun. Not fun. Anyways, let's get to the main talking point, and that is the Kawhi Leonard situation. The topic of the video, because if you're wondering, oh, why is the topic of the video or why is it titled um Kawhi Leonard gets injured again, why the Clippers are messing up yet again. Now, it isn't because, oh, this whole BS narrative that is out there in the NBA community about, oh, the Clippers are only title contenders when healthy, even though that is truth. There is truth to that. Um, it's just, I'm doing this as a Clipper fan. I'm doing this video as a Clipper fan just to inform the NBA community how sick and freaking tired I am when it comes to the Clippers and their diagnosis of injuries when it comes to Paul George or Kawhi Leonard and how they just frankly handle them. Now, if you're wondering, okay, what the hell is happening? How did Kawhi get hurt again? Now Kawhi, it was last Wednesday. When the Clippers were on their little win streak they were going on to make it to 9 games, um, they were playing the Dallas Mavericks. Now the Dallas Mavericks, you know what happened in that game? The Clippers ended up getting out to a big enough lead to where, oh, it looks like we're actually going to probably blow these guys out and extend our win lead. They somehow let the Dallas Mavericks get back in the game some point in the second quarter because you just have to let Tim Hardaway Jr. just go off. It ended up being a closer game in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, and the Clippers near the tail end of the fourth quarter started to pull away, and they ended up finishing off the Dallas Mavericks, which that means now the Clippers, in terms of standing purposes, have the tiebreaker over Dallas now. So anything Dallas does will have greater say because we beat them in the season. Anyways, what happened with a few minutes left to go in the game? Like it was like either like a minute left. Kawhi Leonard, trying to drive into the paint, and he's trying to also post up on Grant Williams. And Grant Williams kind of hip checks him. Kawhi falls to the ground pretty hard on his hip or on the side of his hip, basically. He kind of rolls over, and when I'm watching this game live, I'm like, "Get up, Kawhi! Get up, Kawhi!" And when I see him just kind of rolling around all slow, and I'm like, "Oh shit, here we go again! This guy's freaking hurt." Um, and lo and behold, he gets up, he hits his two free throw shots that he has to go make, and then Brian Seaman, who does the play-by-play announcing for the Clippers, he was basically pointing out that Kawhi was basically looks like he's like legitimately limping on the court. And when I heard that, I was like, great. He's limping. He got up slow. He's limping, and now this guy is probably hurt. And I remember sending out a tweet saying, "This guy's legitimately hurt now. He's hurt. He's hurt." Now, going to the post game press conferences, Kawhi says, "Oh, I'm good." Yeah, tell that to Clipper fans that have been hearing that phrase, "Oh, I'm good," or a coach like Ty Lue saying, "Oh, he's great, he's good." And then next thing you know, the following day, which happened, Kawhi Leonard questionable for the game against the OKC Thunder. He ends up not playing. And I was just like, okay, fine. I guess that makes sense. Now, the only thing is where I had a little bit of doubt. I'm like, okay, Kawhi's been playing back to backs all season long. And if for people who don't know, or for fans that are not Clipper fans that don't know, the whole basis of this season for the Clippers have kind of been taking the regular season seriously. Now, early on in the season, even before when they traded for Harden, a lot of BS happened. But now this was the part at when they were going to this huge winning streak. I'm like, okay, I think we're now gaining it. We're gaining chemistry. The team's looking good. It looks like they're finally taking a step in the right direction to take the regular season seriously. No BS, no resting. We're going 100% to try to get ourselves a really damn good seed. So when the playoffs hit, guess what? You know what seed you're locked into? Shit, you can maybe rest Kawhi, Paul George, James Harden for a bit and do more of the load management stuff so they're rested and they're healed. So when the playoff time comes, we get for 100% Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and James Harden. But specifically just Kawhi and Paul George, right? And that's kind of been my mantra. That's what I was asking for after last season because I went on record on Twitter and said the Clippers should just blow it up after last season's debacle because I was just of the opinion you can't trust Kawhi Leonard and Paul George to stay healthy for a complete season. Now, did I expect Kawhi Leonard and Paul George to play all 82 games this year? No, I did not. I knew they would miss games for some reason, but usually probably just strictly for load management. That is until they're doing it with load management plus an injury. So, anyways, going back to the time frame. Um, he sits out against the OKC game. I'm like, all right, I have a little bit of doubt, but you know what? He's probably just resting out. It's on a back to back. He fell on his hip hard, whatever. He should be back on Saturday afternoon against the Boston Celtics. Clippers get blown off the court, essentially against the OKC Thunder. Losing streak ends. Saturday comes. They have a Saturday 12 p.m. game at Crypto.com Arena, Staples Center, really, against the Boston Celtics. I was tempted to go to the game. I didn't end up going to the game. I made a smart business decision. And then that's when the Clippers ended up saying Kawhi Leonard will be out for today's game. And then when I saw that, I'm like, here we go again. And I'm going to pull up the tweet I said that it kind of blew up on Twitter. And there were Clipper fans that disagreed with me. Clipper fans that agreed with me. And listen, I'm all for it. Having, you know, having good talk on Twitter about the Clippers and my thoughts. Now, I said this on Christmas. Yeah, Christmas Day. And I said this. All I'm going to say is that the Clippers are duping the fans again. Instead of actually just telling the truth about the severity of Kawhi's injury, they want to keep listing him as day to day to get fans' hopes up. I hope the Clipper fans don't fall for this BS again. Now, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? Cam, what are you talking about? Regular, typical NBA fan, what are you talking about? What I talk about is in reference to how the Clippers handle Kawhi's injuries. See, for the past, it took me a while to realize this, actually. It took me a while to realize this. And really, it kind of happened at the start of last season. At the start of last season, Kawhi played like the first, if I can get it correctly, he played like the first couple of games of last season. I remember he played like the game against the Lakers. And then mysteriously, he just is gone. He's out. He's out. And then as the weeks progress over and over and over and over again, the question's always asked to Ty Lue, hey, when is Kawhi coming back and everything? And essentially they're saying, the whole prognosis is like, oh, Kawhi's kind of like day to day and everything. He could potentially be coming back soon. And then the guy's gone for like the rest of 2022. He doesn't play like another game in 2022, and he doesn't really return till some point in like late January, early February, where he comes back and then he goes on his freaking tear again. And he absolutely just like crazily just dominates and goes even goes on this crazy streak. Then we get to the playoffs, right? The playoffs of last season in 2023 when they're playing the Phoenix Suns. Kawhi has an amazing game 1 where he just comes up in the building, absolutely destroys the Phoenix Suns legitimately by himself. By himself. He also has another great game 2. They don't win that game, but whatever. Now I'm feeling confident. At that point in time, I'm like, all right, we can actually probably beat this Phoenix Suns team. If it's just Kawhi and Westbrook and the crew, we could probably beat these guys. Because, hey, Kawhi's playing at an all-league caliber level, his all-star level self. Playoff Kawhi is real. Which it still is and always will be. Then back at game 3, they diagnosed him as, oh, he's out. We'll reevaluate him in preparation for game 4. And the way it was built up, like, okay, he'll be out game 3. Now I was like, all right, what the hell is going on here? And then I'm like, all right, he'll probably be back for game 4. I guess they're stupidly they're stupidly giving him an off day. Or an off game. Don't know why, but whatever. And then he doesn't come back for game 4. And the way they kept building it up was, oh, he'll be able to come back. He'll be able to come back at some point this series. Clippers get eliminated. And legitimately only like a few weeks later or like a month later, I forgot the timeline. The Clippers basically come out and announce that Kawhi Leonard tore his meniscus. And when I saw that, I'm like, so you're telling me this entire time, the Clippers who were listing Kawhi as kind of like a day-to-day situation where he could potentially come back for this playoff series against the Suns last year. You knew from the standpoint he tore his meniscus. Why the fuck did you just not say he tore his meniscus and he's done for the rest of the series? Then you had Clipper fans saying, oh, well, you don't want to give away this competitive advantage. You want to have the Suns on the top of their toes. For what, though? For what? What are the Suns going to do? All right, they'll just be like, smart basketball teams always do this. Smart basketball teams do this. Especially if you have injury problems. Guess what? It's pretty simple. The Suns had a game plan for Kawhi if he was there. And guess what? I would guarantee you, well, if he's not there or if he's not on the court, here's what we can do to attack the Clippers. And you actually had dumbass Clipper fans actually saying, well, it's for gameplay purposes. If you just say, oh, he's day to day and he could play in game 4 potentially, well, it can give you the edge potentially, and the Suns won't know if he's coming or not. Bull, you know what? BS. We act like teams are stupid. They're going to have a freaking game plan if Kawhi's there or not. And if he's not there, well, then they're just going to go to game plan B, or they're just going to do their plan. Well, if he's not on the court, this is how we're going to attack the Clippers. And I don't know what's going on outside, but all right, let me go see what's going on. All right, back. So it's stupid because it's like they can just announce. Listen, he's out, he's done. Fine, whatever. It helps the coach prepare better, game plan better for what he has left remaining, and it probably gets the players in the mindset. Okay, we need to come with this. We need to come with this type of like play. So we know already going into it, we got to play with more of a sense of urgency, knowing that our best player is out. So we got to play harder, you know? And then they also kind of did the same thing with Paul George that year too. He hyperextended his knee or whatever, and during the whole playoff series, they were like egging it on, like, "Oh, Paul George could come back. Paul George could come back." Guess what? They have him doing workouts and everything, and I'm like, dude, if he's not ready to come back, then why is he doing workouts? What are we doing here? Whatever. Heck, you can even go back to the 2021 series against the Suns in the Western Conference Finals. They were doing this stupid BS where they're like, "Oh, Kawhi potentially could come back. He could potentially come back," you know? And they're getting the Clipper fans' hopes up when in reality, they knew, "Oh, this man tore his ACL. He's done." But no, they didn't do much of anything because they wanted to try to stick something up their sleeve and think and make the Suns get all afraid. Oh, Kawhi could come back then, whatever. And even then, you go back to that year, the Clippers were still a good enough team to potentially beat the Suns. If they had taken a few games in that series, they probably would have ended up beating the Suns in that series, going to the NBA Finals potentially. But they did that in the 2021 Western Conference run, where they freaking egged the Clipper fans on and said, "Oh, Kawhi could potentially come back. He potentially could come back." Getting Clipper fans' hopes up, thinking, "Oh, we actually have a chance. We can come back. Got Kawhi and the crew back together. We're going to go to the NBA Finals." And he never showed up. And then only about a month later, or a few weeks after we lose in the Western Conference, it's revealed Kawhi Leonard had a torn ACL. And I'm just like, they could have just said that from the start. So, revert that to current day. The Clippers are doing this bullshit again, where they are saying that Kawhi is a day-to-day. That is what the reports have been saying. He's been day-to-day. Day-to-day. The Clippers 2 nights ago played the Charlotte Hornets on Tuesday. Kawhi Leonard didn't play. Now, me, I was concerned. I wasn't worried or anything. I'm just concerned. I'm just expecting the worst. He didn't play against the Charlotte Hornets. And of course, you have your Clipper fans saying, "Well, it's the Charlotte Hornets. They should be able to beat the Charlotte Hornets without Kawhi Leonard. We don't need to have him. Let him rest a bit. Let him get some little rest. No rush to bring him back." Same Clippers team without Kawhi Leonard against the Charlotte Hornets team that didn't have Brandon Miller, didn't have not Lamar Ball, LaMelo Ball, and a few other of their solid pieces or whatever they got. That game literally damn near went down to the goddamn wire. They almost lost to those clowns. And if you really look at the Boston Celtics game, they didn't even look competitive. Boston ran them off the court. Over here, I'm looking at Christmas Day, Celtics Lakers. Now the Celtics ended up breaking away from the Lakers like in the second half, but shit, it looked like there was going to be it was going to be a blowout early on, just like with the Clippers game, and the Lakers found a way to get back in the game. Then you have Clipper fans, "Oh, we didn't have Kawhi, so..." Well, BS, you still got Harden, you got Paul George. Yes, the same Paul George that was unserious against the freaking Charlotte Hornets. That was one of the worst 25 points I've ever seen that man score in a Clippers jersey. Jeez Louise. Don't get me started with Paul George now. Paul George is another problem. I might need to do a video about Paul George's unseriousness and what he needs to do to step up his goddamn play. Anyways, he's out for there. And then today comes out the fact that, Ty Lue comes out and he says, "We're still listing him as day-to-day, but we don't know what the hell's going on with him. Apparently, he can't do 5v5 contact yet. He can't even take contact." And I saw that tweet, and I was just like, for the people that continuously on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, keep telling me that I'm looking into things too much. Oh, you're just complaining just to complain. Why are you trying to rush Kawhi back? Why? Why? His injury's not that bad. If they're listening to him as day to day. And you want to know what? See, if Twitter wasn't an app where you could use 20 or whatever, whatever the character limit it is, I would be going off on these fools. I probably should have jumped in one of the Clipper spaces my boy DJ likes to have and explained to some morons in the Clipper Nation. Not all of Clipper Nation has a bunch of idiotic fans. There are a few fans that just don't want to hear your opinion, and they know who they are. But obviously, you have some smart Clipper fans that have already wised up to this situation. And yes, does that have to do a little? And listen, I'll take a little bit of self-ego for myself, and it's usually me that tries to indulge and inform the fan base about the BS that continues to go on when it comes to the Los Angeles Clippers and there's mismanagement of their goddamn injuries for their superstar players. Yeah, this is now this is a rant. But you have some idiotic Clipper fans actually be like, oh, he's fine. He's fine. He'll be back next game. Why is he not back? No, why? Because you're getting duped again. You're getting duped. You're falling for the typical Los Angeles Clippers formula where they go behind the scenes. No. They do their little MRI on Kawhi, their little medical checkup, and they see, oh, he's actually hurt a lot worse than we is. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We can't go out there and tell the tell the public that he's actually hurt again. We can't get slandered by the national media again because, by golly, we're afraid that the national media is going to be like, see, you can't trust these guys to stay healthy. Who cares? Hey, let's actually tell them they're day to day, you know? We got to make sure they're day to day, you know? See, the fans will believe it. They'll think, oh, he'll be back within a game. And then we'll just sit him out another game or something and everything. Even though we know he's going to be out 3 to 2 weeks. And we'll have to probably reevaluate him in 4 to 5 weeks. And that's what they do. That's what they do. And they feed the coach. They PR train him. They PR train Ty Lue and say, hey, Ty, just say Kawhi Leonard, you know nothing about it. Just say he's just day to day. That's it. Just tell the media he's day to day. He could come back maybe sometime. We don't know. If they ask, say, you don't know. How the coach don't know about his player's injury? I coach football. I always know if one of my players are hurt, I go to the medical trainer and I go ask him, hey, how long do you think he potentially could be out? And how bad is the injury? And the medical trainer says, oh, he's got a concussion. He'll have to be in protocol, and then it might be like 2 or 3 weeks till he gets back. Or it's something worse. Oh, he might be done for the season. Now, I'm not saying Kawhi's done for the season. I'm not saying that. But clearly, Kawhi took a hard hit, fell on the ground on his hip, and he's hurt a lot worse, a lot more severely than the Clippers want to egg on to believe or want to egg the fans on. So it's just absolute BS, absolute stupidity. I don't know why the Clippers just won't come out and just tell the public, whether it's through the coach or whether it's just through Kawhi himself, where they just go on and say, hey, he's got this hip injury that's going to keep him out 2 to 3 weeks. We'll reevaluate him in 4 to 5 weeks, and hopefully when he's reevaluated, he's feeling a lot better. We can get him ready to go, and then he's back by then, which would essentially mean he's out like almost a month or two, which, hey, that's That sounds about right. You know, Kawhi has to take his monthly 2 to 3 month monthly vacation or whatever. Sounds about right. That's what he's been doing the last few years. 2 to 3 month vacation. He's gone. No rhyme or reason. He doesn't answer his own questions. He's gone from the face of earth. And when he gets back to playing, he's back to playing like Kawhi. In the meantime, you have the team looking pathetic as can be, which now makes me wonder maybe Kawhi should be the MVP because the Clippers look goddamn atrocious without him. They got blown out by the freaking Boston Celtics. They got blown out by the OKC Thunder without him, even though that game was on a back to back. You almost lose to the Charlotte Hornets. You need a late rally to in the last few minutes of that game to even break away. And you got the 4-0 freaking Memphis Grizzlies coming to town in your building with John Morant still looking like he's doing popping gun celebrations. He still hasn't learned, has he? And people want to say, oh, he's just celebrating. He's celebrating. He's dancing. Come on, guys. Yet he's still doing the motion. Boom, 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 boom. Who cares? Clearly, what it looks like is he looks like he's shooting pistols in the sky again. Clearly, somebody did not get him the memo. You can have a difference of opinion, that's fine. But I saw what I saw. That man doing his little dancing or whatever, and it looks like he's got doing the gun motion. Whatever. You got his team coming back, and they've been playing some pretty good, damn good basketball. And they look rejuvenated. And I still remember early on in the season, we lost to this bum-ass freaking Grizzlies team when they were garbage. I was in the building that game, for crying out loud. When we were like rock bottom at that point in time, God, do not take me back then. And watch, with the diagnosis they gave Kawhi today and the fact that apparently he can't even have contact, well, it just tells me that he ain't playing tomorrow. And the Clippers are duping the fans again. And the Clippers will continue to dupe the fans because they just care about ticket sales and money and everything else that I keep saying how pathetically ran this organization is as a fan. When Clipper fans realize that this organization, this team, does not care about winning a championship. They don't care about winning the damn Larry O'Brien championship. I will continue to say this till the day they actually win one. They don't care. They have other priorities. They got into it coming up. That's fine. That's great. They're having their own building in Inglewood, California, right next to the Forum, right next to SoFi Stadium. That's great. I'll be in the building hopefully first night that place opens. It looks great. I drove past it like 2 weeks ago. It damn near looks almost completed, to be honest. Nevertheless, it's great. They're more worried about that. Steve Ballmer's got priorities about that and filling the seats so they can get toilets up in the building. Whatever. You know? And then obviously, we can't freaking lie about Kawhi Leonard's injury. We got to lie about it. We got to freaking say it's a day-to-day injury. So the Clipper fans can go to the games, attend the games, thinking that Kawhi's coming back. And then when you got like 30 minutes to tip off, that's when they announce, oh, he's out. As a Clipper fan, it gets tiring. It gets annoying. It gets stupid. The fact that this team just can't come out, admit the truth towards one of their players, their superstar player, their best player on the team, what his true injury is, and just the diagnosis of that said injury and the timeline, what they feel he'll be able to come back from. Just come out and say it. Just come out and say it. Because you won't get the fans' hopes up. You won't dupe the fans. Nor you are not lying to your own fans. The same Clipper fans that damn near have to go through heartbreak, suffering, pain, every single goddamn thing Clipper fans have been subjected to from this organization. If there's anything that this fan base needs, it's transparency from that organization. Trust me, I started becoming a Clipper fan around 2009, 2010, when I started to truly get myself invested into sports. One of my first freaking basketball games I've ever attended when I was a kid was a Clippers basketball game. And that was a preseason game back when they played the Minnesota Timberwolves, when they had freaking Kevin Love on the team. And I'm with my cousins giggling in the freaking 300 section, saying that Kevin Love is butt lover. Takes me back. Those were the days. We still have Blake Griffin. That's when I truly became a Clippers fan. And I started to follow the team. So I didn't go through the BS and the bad years that maybe other fans may have went through. The years in the freaking 80s, then the 90s, and then the early 2000s. Outside of that 2006 year. Again, I don't know my Clipper history off the top of my head. But damn near I know my Clipper history through 2000, the Lob City years, and then this freaking incarnation, the little competitive years where they didn't have any superstar players, but they were still a damn solid team and fun team to watch. And then obviously the 2-1-3 era, which I notoriously say has been a god-awful watch for me as a fan. Because when you have expectations to win a damn championship, I better get a goddamn championship. Especially if you're bringing over a guy like Kawhi Leonard and his skill set. Paul George, whenever he chooses to be serious. Got an owner in Steve Ballmer who I actually have a lot of confidence in. Last few years, I'm starting to wane on Steve Ballmer. I love the fact that he wants to put a winning ball club on the team, but at the end of the day, is he putting the right people in power to create a winning ball club? We got guys like Lawrence Franks running the hall. He can't draft properly. He can't even get free agent assets properly. But all I'm here to say is the Clippers need to stop this crap. It's absolutely stupid. The Clippers continue to dupe and lie to their fan base, yet again, fans like myself. And the bad part is you'll have fans actually believe them and actually say, "Oh, Kawhi's actually not hurt that bad. He'll probably be back this game. He'll do this, he'll do that. He'll be back. Don't worry about it." And these are the same Clipper fans that I won't say are stupid, but they want to be ignorant about the truth. They want to be ignorant about the facts that people on X keep bringing up. Whether that's myself or any other Clipper fan on X that for all intensive purposes, they take a difference of opinion. They look at something differently than maybe the blind follower fan will do, and actually will hold the organization accountable and will hold them, accountable for the shit that they put up with or that they have to deal with or that they just straight up do. Listen, I said at the start of this video, I'm a Chicago Bears fan and I'm a Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim fan. I know bullshit when I see it. Those are two notorious organizations that I'm a fan of that consistently suck, and they keep feeding BS to me and other fellow fans of that team or of those teams, whatever. You get my point. So I don't know if a Clipper organization member is seeing this and they have a difference of opinion and they actually say, you know what, this kid on here, I say kid, even though I'm 25, whatever, is saying the right things. Maybe we should just disclose this information, whatever. What's the worst going to happen? You're going to piss off Kawhi and he's going to be taking San Antonio Spurs approach? Well, then if that's the case, trade his ass away. I'd rather get picks. I'd rather be a bumbling team going into it and actually support that goddamn team more, because at least that would be much more of a fun watch. I like when the Clippers are the underdogs and they got no star players. Those are fun teams to watch because they exert excellence. Well, not excellence, but they exert hustle, passion, will to win. The small things that you like to see in a team, the grittiness. Ever since we got 2-1-3, we've been far from that. Maybe the first year to an extent up until the bubble collapse. But yeah, well, that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. I just hope the Clippers stop duping their fans. They stop doing this BS where they continue to lie to the fans and lie the fact about an injury diagnosis. Because like I said, they're lying to the fans, not giving an accurate and true statement. You're lying to your media. Keep saying this guy's out, and Clipper fans give the media a hard time. Again, there's some media members in the Clippers fandom that I like, some that I think I don't like, to be honest. And again, I don't know those people personally. So obviously, you can say, oh, it must just be some sort of weird vendetta I have. So in some cases, maybe it is. I don't know. But you lie to the media, you lie to the fans, you lie to the goddamn own coach and their own damn team. As much as I don't like Ty Lue, he could probably game plan better if he knows, okay, Kawhi's not going to be back in this time frame. All right, here's what I can do. Here's adjustments I can make. And who knows? It probably helps the players' mindset gets better to understand, okay, our best player's not here. We got to play A+ basketball. We can't be lazying around because our best player isn't here. And that could change the mindset, and they potentially could play better. But by doing this egging on, doing this false hope BS, what's happening? The team doesn't play as good, or they don't look at good in stretches against really good teams. They didn't look good against the freaking bad Charlotte team on Tuesday. So this injury crap, stupid. There's some fans in Clipper Nation that actually believe what they report or what they say, and his injury's not as bad. But if the guy is missing, we're at this point where it's been a week now. It's been a week. It's clear that it's a lot serious. And if the guy hasn't even had 5v5 practices, he practiced today from what they said, but he was like kind of a limited practice, not a full participant. And I posed this question. I was like, well, if he's day to day, shouldn't he be a full participant in practice? But the coach is saying he hasn't had any contact yet. He hasn't done 5-on-5 yet. He hasn't even had 5v5 contact either. If he's not even having contact, well, then clearly the injury is a lot more serious than the Clippers lead to believe. And yet you have fans out in the fan base that actually say, "Oh, it's all right. He'll be back. He'll be back." And then when he's gone for 2-3 months, do fans bat an eye about that? They just bat an eye. Then we'll just wait till he gets back. And then when guys like me go out on Twitter and vocally just say, "Hey, I don't like this. Why can't the Clippers just come out and say he's out 2 to 3 weeks?" You have idiotic fans who support this idealistic thinking about this day-to-day crap, saying, "Oh, the Clippers don't owe you anything. What do they owe you to tell you about another grown man's injury?" They do owe us something. That's our best player on the team who plays for our team. The Clippers at least can say he's going to be out this amount of time. Not saying he's day to day and then he's not playing when he's going on damn near 9 days of rest and he hasn't done anything. Because I would imagine they wouldn't make Kawhi do anything. They wouldn't make him do anything with how protective they always are with him. But you have those same fans that have that thinking, and then they say, you just want him to rush back so he can just play. You could be subjecting him to worse injury. I get that. I get that. No. Listen. It isn't because we want him back on the team playing. It isn't because of that. We don't want him to be rushed back. If he needs to take enough time to heal up whatever wounds he's got, do it. I just wish my organization come out there, tell the truth, and just say, hey, he's got a hip injury. He's going to be out 2 to 3, maybe 4 weeks. We'll reevaluate him in 4 to 5 weeks from then on. And then we'll see, hopefully, if he's good to come back. If not, we'll reevaluate it and see if he needs to be out a little bit more longer. And then we'll come out and say how much longer he needs to go out to. So that's kind of the thing right then and there. That's basically it. That is basically it. That's all I got to say about the Clippers misdiagnosing injuries and everything and not telling the truth to their fans. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. But there's nothing I can do about it. I can only give my vocal leadership in terms of getting the facts out. And if it's not getting out, well, I'll just keep being vocal. Now, when they actually do come out with the real news, I'll shut my mouth. But that's basically it. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully he plays tomorrow against Grizzlies. I don't think he is. Hopefully he plays whatever the next game is. I don't think he is either. So for Clipper fans, don't believe the BS that the Clippers organization feeds you. Don't believe that BS. Ignore it, call them out, and be vocal about it. Whether it's on Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever social media platform you use, YouTube, I don't care. Explain your feelings. Express them. Show the fan or show the organization that this is BS and this should not be tolerated. Simple. Obviously, they're not going to hear our little words because they're a multi-billion-dollar freaking Rant organization. But it's just stupid that for fans that continue to give their loyalty, their sweat, their blood, their tears, well, I want to say blood, but their sweat, their cries, their tears, their screaming when they go out to games. Everything, their heart for this team, this passion they have for this team, like me, many other fans. Clipper organization is like, F the fans. F the fans. We know they don't owe us shit. We don't have to tell them nothing. We don't have to tell them nothing. Clippers, be better. Be a better Rant organization. Anyways, that's it. Like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on the news if you're a Clipper fan. As well as hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Clippers content or any other sports content I upload to the channel. Till then, guys, peace.